Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura. It is morning on the 23rd of January, 1885. And Virgil and I have just woken up, had a hearty, I'd say hearty were it not for the fact that I'm reasonably sure the Halfling innkeeper actually spat on it, breakfast. And we are ready to face the day. And you know, the first thing we need to face the day is bullets. Let's take a look around. Let's head back to that general store owner. As much as I really dislike the man, he does have a reasonable assortment of he does have a reasonable assortment of bullets. Right. Shall we, Barty? So, how many can I afford? Let's say 40, 4 times 8. It's actually 160 just for 20. Good lord. Alright, well let's hope that we can do something with 20 bullets. Now, if we want work, there's a fair chance we're able to get some. Oh, I heard that there was a healer somewhere in town. Now, there were a couple of houses near the start of the entrance to Denholm that I didn't check out. Hello. This little garden's got going on here. A half-elf. I don't care for your kind half-orc. Madam, did I hear you correctly? What have I done to offend you? I don't mean to be rude, but I just don't like you, sir. Please, just leave me alone. Madam, please, can't we talk in a more civilized manner? Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't think before I speak. Perhaps we might start again. I'd like that, madam. Might I ask who you are? My name is Jaina. Jaina Styles. Oh, you know what? I think you might be the lady we're looking for. What a coincidence. Greetings, madam. Have you a moment? How can I help you? What are you doing here in Denholm, Jane? What am I doing here? Well, what does anyone really do in Denholm? Not much to do in this town. Wasn't always this way. The way to hear the way my parents used to talk about it. I guess you could say I'm a healer, if I'm anything at all. And what sort of healing do you do? Well, I don't really do any of it very well. Hasn't been a decent doctor around here for a very long time, and our best midwife died not too long ago. I really want to learn, but there's not really anyone to learn from. But I'm still trying. You see, it's really important to me that I become a great healer. Why is that, Jaina? Well, there was a disease that came to Denholm a few years ago. The plague. Right. As I told you, there hasn't been a doctor here for a long time. We didn't have any medicine, and shipments from Tarant are very scarce. And so, well, my parents got sick, you see. They were so brave right up until the end, but they died. Many others died here as well. No one around here knew how to deal with such sickness, and so all we could do is sit here and watch our loved ones pass away. And it was then that I decided... What did you decide? I decided that I never wanted to watch people die that way again. I decided to become a great healer, to save others from the pain I felt when I saw my parents die. And so that's what I've been trying to do. Well, why isn't there a doctor here, actually? What's happened to Denholm? Well, that's a long story. You see, Denholm was once a powerful kingdom. I don't know a lot of history, but I do know that it was once as powerful as Tarant or Caledon. Really? I have a feeling I know the answer, but what happened? Well, King Praetor decided long ago that he would tolerate no technology in his kingdom. He was, well, influenced by his mage councillors. King Praetor assumed the throne at a very young age, and he was very impressionable. Please continue. Well, eventually, there was a war between Tarant and Cumbria, and Tarant was victorious. The Dragon Knights, King Praetor's elite guard, were almost all wiped out in the final battle. Denholm crumbled, deteriorated into what you see here today. Do you know anything else about the Dragon Knights? You know, I don't know much about them, but if you talk to Liana Peldash, she can tell you much more. She lives by herself, on the northern end of town. Yes, I think I've actually, I in fact have met her. Could I ask you a few more questions? I think I've already asked you what healing you do. So we're just going to skip slightly through. Yes. How are your studies progressing? Not too well, unfortunately. As I said, there's not anyone to learn from around here. I have a little healing skill, but I'm just no good at magic. Actually, I'm very interested in some of the newer technological practices. Really? Do you really think technology is better? Shh, keep your voice down. Don't you know you can't even talk about such things around here? The law. King Praetor got it in his old noggin a long time ago that technology is terrible and he doesn't want anyone even thinking about it. You see where that has gotten us. Do you know much about that sort of healing? Not a whole lot. I've read a few textbooks. I have to keep them well hidden, mind you, but there really just isn't much to be learned around here. Well, why don't you leave? Go to Tarant, perhaps. I can't really afford to. My parents weren't wealthy people, and I don't make much money here in Durnholm. Plus, it's not all that safe for a woman to be travelling all by herself. I'm afraid that I'm stuck here for now. Well, we are eventually going to Tarant. Perhaps you'd like to come along with us. What? What do you mean? Well, you know, I'm travelling, so to speak. I could use a scientific healer. Really, I mean, I don't know very much. I don't know how much help I would be. Well, perhaps we could learn things together. I mean, I'm, you know, something of a technologist myself. I have some skill with, well, with guns, frankly. A little bit of gunsmithing experience. Perhaps we could learn things together. Oh, yes! That sounds just wonderful. I mean, I'll work my very hardest to learn whilst we're abroad. You can count on me, sir. I won't let you down. So you'll come along then? Yes, I would love to come with you. I'm ready to go right now. Well then, let's do so. Now, what can I do for you? Perhaps you could answer a few more questions. I'd like to know a few things about you, Jaina. So, Jaina then. Jaina has excellent healing ability, but she's not actually trained in some things. She's mostly keyed around dodging rather than melee. Jaina should keep out of trouble if at all possible. Now, her chief advantage is it doesn't have anything in the chemistry department. She has ability in herbology and therapeutics. So, the elixir of persuasion, as far as I can tell, is just gives you a slight bonus to persuasiveness, but it can be enough. The elixir of physical prowess, I think, is just pretty much a strength increase. So, healing salve, so useful for us. It allows you to heal, and the fatigue restorer similarly is bringing back your fatigue. The reason these are so blooming useful is because, well, you may have noticed my technological aptitude is what's causing Virgil's spells to start going a little bit awry. And what Jaina can do, Jaina can just make them for us. It's incredibly useful. Now, she'll never become as skilled as the player can, but we don't need her to be. Frankly, we can do perfectly well with just these advantages, these abilities here. And in all honesty, once we get to Tarant, we most likely will leave her there. Jaina is useful, but she really needs to stay the hell out of all the combat we're going to be getting into, frankly. That said, if we collect Kadura's stem, ginkgo root and so on, she will be terribly useful. More abandoned housing. Okay, let's bite the bullet and go talk to the king. I think we can get an audience with the king. Why not? We're just some random vagrant wandering through the town. Obviously. No reason they should reject us out of hand or anything. Liquid soap. Oh, an engine muffler. As a technologist, it's really useful just scrap hunting. It really is. Okay then. That's really out of shape. Well, this is actually that. At some point, this castle was clearly attacked, and it's just not being repaired. All right then. In we go. Bit dark inside. Still, let's take a bit of a look around. There's bits and pieces everywhere. God. this, I'm going to guess, is the king. Let's, I'm a paranoid sort, so we're just going to save here. Just to be safe. How dare someone of your caliber address one such as myself? So let's just spit in your eye instead. Nope, this man can have us killed on sight. I beg forgiveness, I only wish to serve. I don't think so. Begone. Please, honour me with a task to prove my worth. Incidentally, if you have a high enough charisma, which we really don't, you can choose this option and he will laugh. Please, honour me with a task to prove my worth. I have need of a courier, but I suppose you'll have to do. Blackroot owes me tax money, 5 gold bars. Bring it to me. What will you pay me? You dare ask for pain? You swine. Your payment will be tolerance instead of torture. I don't like your terms. This man is a complete dick. We're, yeah. You can actually get paid. You absolutely can. Back we go. Alright, well, we'll see if maybe we'll get paid after this. Right then, let's see if we can maybe get paid for this, maybe not get murdered. How dare someone of your caliber address such as myself? I beg forgiveness, I only wish to serve. I don't think so, begone. Please, honour me with a task to prove my worth. I need a courier, but I suppose you'll have to do. Blackroot owes me 5 tax money, 5 gold bars. Bring it to me. Consider it done. Ah, the outsider returns. The task isn't quite finished. Please take my case, now anxious to resolve this matter. Well, accepting the task from him at least gets him moderately together. I'm strongly considering taking those gold bars and then selling them, but it'll depend on whether or not we can get them to pay us. If we can't, well, it's all going to probably to Ristees or someone if I can manage it. Anyway. One of the quests. Cactuses from Blackroot. Do we know where Blackroot is? Yes, it's up here. Okay. Well, Jaina, Virgil, let's go investigate Blackroot. We may be making a couple of stops during this journey. Notably because sometimes in the wilderness you can pick up the materials which Jaina is going to need to produce her technological medicines. Not restoratives, in fact. Just like a slightly oblique route. As I say, we're just going to stop periodically. Check. You know what, this is going to be slow. I will restart the recording if anything interesting happens. Okay, we have reached Blackroot, and as usual, first things first, it's late, so let's get ourselves in. The drop your anchor, in fact. Sound trouble. It's a little better. There's actually no background noise, so it's music's a little hard to tell. I don't care for your kind, half-orc. Sir, do you always greet such new patrons in such a manner? We don't serve your type here. Remove yourself from the premises or be forced to call the guard. You'd best watch your tone when speaking to me. Is that a threat, sir? No, I meant no offence. Please accept my apologies. Now what is it? Be quick. I've no time to waste on you. Can I ask who you are? I'm Mr. Holloway, the innkeeper of this fine establishment. Is this a high-quality establishment, Mr. Holloway? Ugh, what would you know of quality? I'll tell you one thing, you're not staying in this establishment for less than 35 coins a night. This is certain. From the look of you, I doubt you even have that paltry amount. The gun for my prisoner, says Vagabond. I have the coin here. Ah, that's certainly a surprise. I guess you can have the room to your left, and they can make it smell worse than it already does. You mind your manners whilst you're here. I'll be keeping an eye on you. A few more questions. Okay. I'm afraid it's going to... What is it now? I'm afraid there's going to be a brief pause, as there's an interruption after we're here with me. Okay, interruption aside. Pardon me, Mr. Holloway. No time for the likes of you, half-breed. Yeah, there's no need for rudeness. Any news? Well, if you're looking for a good place for ale, try the Sour Barnacle. And the old sea dogs who drink there usually know what's going on. Well, thank you. Let's just get some sleep. Although, entertaining fellows out here. And a villager. Alright, let's get a drink. Right, yes. Drink, please. Thank you. Right. Let's take a look at these gentlemen. That's a very fine suit you have there, sir. I don't have time for your ilk, half-orc. What do you know, friend? Oh, not much. Bloody shame about the IFS Zephyr crash, isn't it? Know anything about that, friend? No, can't say I have. I see. Well, it's quite a tragedy. I'd actually heard there was a survivor, but who knows? Probably just a rumour. Good day to you, sir. I must depart. What about this fellow? You must be lost, half-orc. You're not welcome here. What do you know, friend? I'm trying to enjoy my drink, and then you have to come here and bother me. I think that's very rude of you. You're going to have to be taught a lesson. Oh, for crying out loud. Right, let's just... Okay, we can't get out of this. You know what? Sod it. We've got our gun now. I seriously recommend you apologise to me, sir. Apologise to a weakling like you? That would be the day, sir. No, I think you've got this one coming. Okay, wait, let's be sensible.
Are you blind? What in God's eye? Better luck next time. Done.
Okay, let's do that again, shall we? Oh, that's interesting. People in a different location this time around. Well, let's talk to this fellow again. I'd not wished to know you, half-orc, nor I wished you. What do you know, friend? Just enjoying my drink, friend. No offence, but I'd rather just be left alone. Alright, fair enough. How about this fellow? Get on with the half-orc, I don't have all day. What do you know, friend? Nothing, and I recommend you keep your questions to yourself. Good day to you, sir. I have to say, Jaina, Virgil, we've got some testy sorts here. Say, Virgil.
What is it that you want? What can I answer for you?
What do you know about this place?
I don't like this place. It's filled with pirates and brigands. None of these sea dogs can be trusted, I tell you.
Alright, well, thank you. Right, sir. We're not associated with your kind around here, half-orc. I beg your pardon, sir. I do not have time to deal with the likes of you, stranger. I meant no offence, sir. I'm merely a traveller in this great land. A traveller, eh? And what great sights of our land have you beheld? Many quaint sights, from quaint shrouded hills to, well, this is an outright lie, the great city of Tarant. My, you have travelled far. It is good to meet a fellow adventurer. I fear we're becoming a rare breed. Too many prefer the comforts of familiar places and large cities to the freedom of the open wilderness. Actually, I quite prefer the comfort of large cities, but we just haven't reached one yet. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Kitzel Pierce. A pleasure. Sir Jonathan Huntingly. Tell me, sir, will your adventures continue to take you far afield, or are you near finished with your present romp? I doubt that I am near the end of my adventures. Why do you ask? One of my students is missing. I need to leave town for Caledon rather quickly, and have not had time to search for him. I fear a tragedy may have befallen the boy. Students? Why, yes. I am the master bowman. From time to time, those who wish my training seek me out. I train them for a fee, or if I am in need, require a task of them. The latter was true for young Dudley. And what would you have me do? If you happen to come across him in your wanderings, perhaps you could inform him that I've gone on to Caledon in business for the king. He should seek me out there. Oh, yes, all right. Thank you. His name is Dudley Croston. He's a human lad of average height and build. The last I saw of him, nigh a month ago, he was dressed in plain adventure gear, armed with bow and knife and provisions for a fortnight. He was headed north. All right, well, if I happen upon him, I'll deliver your message. Thank you, Sir John. It has been a pleasure meeting you. It's time I were off to Caledon. May your journey prove enlightening. Goodbye. Goodbye, sir. Well, it's a modicum of respect in this land. Anyway, it's late, and... oh yes, it's the tiny room. Jaina, you may have the bed, of course. Virgil and I will take some sheets and sleep on the floor. Okay. It's a busy day to come, but we'll do what we can. Oh, we've got some regulars out. Let's have a chat with them. What can't help you out for? What have you heard, madam? Oh, the usual bother, this and that. Oh, did you hear about the Zephyr crash? I don't know anything but rumours. Have you heard anything? No, can't say I have. Oh, well, I guess that's that. Suppose it was a nice conversation while it lasted. Good day to you, stranger. Yeah, that lady's a little suspicious. Let's drop your anchor in Annabelle's galley, respectively. Nice. Some needle. Oh, we can get some clothes. Ah, the steadfast anvil. Bullets. What do you want? Ah, greetings, sir. Are you the local blacksmith? I am. Name's Garrett Almstead. Can I ask you a question? What is it? Make it quick, I don't have all day. I have to ask, it's rare to see one of our kind actually successfully become an enterprising businessman like yourself, you know, the town blacksmith. I get that a lot. I was abandoned as a child. I spent several years living on the streets, scavenging and stealing what I needed to survive. I know your pain, sir. I never stayed in one place long, until I came to Blackroot. Now, what was different in Blackroot? The old blacksmith, Gurney, didn't have any children, but he wanted someone to keep the shop running after he was gone, so he took pity on me and made me his apprentice. He worked me long, hard hours, yet he was a fair man. He passed a few years back. I still miss him. You know, it's funny. After my father died, I ended up running with some of my mother's old crew. Now, I appreciate what a hard life can be like. I'm sorry for your loss, friend. You know, most people don't give a damn about me. Always talking about me being a half-breed bastard and such. Some even do it to my face. Yeah. There's a rare few who actually care enough to say a kind word. Thank you. Here, take this. It's a little something I made. A gift for your kindness. Well, thank you. Do you mind if I ask something else? What else do you need? Bullets, actually. I assume you'll sell bullets. For a vaguely reasonable price as well. Oh, sir. I'm very happy to have met you. Let's get some bullets. Again, not a great deal of bullets until we successfully learn the trick of making them. Ooh, hunting rifle, nice. There's not a lot we'll be able to do. Dwarven gauntlets. Ah, that is a fine gift, sir. Thank you. How much for a sword? Okay, we can't afford a sword, but when we can, we'll go and get one. Oh, we'll put these on. Very nice. They add just a nice little bit of an extra hint of not getting murdered. Oh, tailor. I've been looking at a better suit than this. Would help. What does a half-orc want with me? What sort of wares do you carry here? Well, we've got garments to serve all your basic needs here. You should really try the wool. It's quite good, not too scratchy this time of year. Even got a bit of jewellery if you're the fancy type. Well then, shall we barter? Rustic finery. These are all a little less than ideal, but 73 coins. We don't have 73 coins, unfortunately. But if we did, I would absolutely buy some. I was hoping for a little bit of scrap I might be able to use. Halfling villagers. Ah! An inventor! Interesting. Get on with it, Half-Orc. What sort of wares do you carry here? Well, being an inventor, I have a wide assortment of technological parts on hand. I have many electrical components, a few mechanical and explosive elements, and I also keep a supply of fuel and charges. Would any of these be of interest to you? In fact, yes, they would. Let's see what you got. An electrical harness, clock parts, fuel. Oh, this is a technologist's dream. Unfortunately, no revolver parts, which would be actually quite useful right now, but still, no shortage of things which will be eventually useful later. Thank you, sir. Rubbish bin. There we go. Pistol. Sometimes people throw away perfectly good revolver chambers, and it's always worth checking. Hello, sir. Yes, who are you? Sir John Huntingley. And who might you be? My name's Grinwald. Hello, Grinwald. Might I speak with you a moment? Surely. What is it you do here, Grinwald? Some call me an apothecary, but I'm an alchemist by trade. It seems I've been blessed with the gift of making poisons. Some might consider that a curse. Yes, some might. But the world needs men such as I as much as it needs priests and warriors. We all play the part given us. And would you allow me a few more questions? Surely. Anything newsworthy happening around here? I heard that Hermica Ogdodler was one of Sternholm's finest soldiers back in his prime. He's said to be highly trained in all of the necessary skills of war. Oh, well, many thanks. Can I be of further service? I don't think so. Thank you, Grinwald. Oh, hello, sir. No patience for half-orcs, fool. That's rather rude. I'd like to ask you a question. Mostly, how can I get hold of that suit? Anything unusual happening? Vlaki Root used to be under the protection of Cumbria, but I think the mayor has other plans. Oh, you're most gracious. That would explain why they haven't paid their taxes. Oh, it's quite a nice place. Who lives here? No one, as far as I can tell. Still, there's guns hung all over the wall. We probably shouldn't just try and move in. That would be rude, and probably result in us getting shot. I think we can all agree that whilst we are adventurous, we're perhaps not necessarily effective. Good lord, what's going on there? I do not know you, Half-Orc, nor do I wish to. Well, I'm sorry to offend you. Please forgive me. May I ask your name? I am Mrs. Cameron, stranger. You've got quite an interesting pair of companions there. You seem to be quite travelled. Tell me, have you seen my son? I assume that's Mr. Cameron? Who is your son? Liam. My son is Liam Cameron, the inventor. Not the one down the road. Well, I haven't seen him in nearly 2 months, just so Mike and probably not then. I was wondering if you'd passed by his workshop on your travels. His workshop? No, I'm afraid I must have come by a different route. Well, he's a tinkerer, just like his father before him, always working on some new gadget. He built him a workshop about 3 days' travel into the woods, so he wouldn't be disturbed. And he's missing. His normal routine was to trek back here once a month to visit me and stock up on supplies. It's been nearly 2 and I haven't heard a thing. There's the strange happenings going on in the woods. I'm very worried. Strange happenings? Oh yes. Strange beasts have been spotted all over the woods. All different types, and not just an odd sighting either. A couple of townsfolk have actually been killed. It's quite alarming. I was so hoping you would have news of Liam. Would you like me to see if I could find him? Oh, would you? I'd be so grateful. I realise it's a mother's place to worry, but this is so unlike Liam. I'd appreciate any attempt you could make to locate him. Okay, if you could just indicate on my map where his workshop is. Oh, here. It's right here. Well, I'll bring you news. If he's in trouble, I might be able to get him to pay me. We are rather desperately low on funds. A long road. Oof. He's wearing chainmail. Nice. Lock rather than barred windows here. Nice. What the? Was that a naked halfling? Yes, it's a naked halfling. Might just save the game here. Naked halflings are unnerving. Good. Hello, youngling. Would you like to play a game? What kind of a game, Halfling? Oh, an old game, to be sure. And a fun one, if you be made of the right stuff. You think you're game, do you? What are the rules? The rules? Well, if you must know, I'll be asking you a question, and if you be allowed knowing the answer, then the game continues. If not, the game is over. Agreed? What do you mean the game continues? Not one to take chances, eh? Well, let's just say that if you be a smart laddie, you get to keep testing those brains. I'll say no more out of respect to the old ways. I don't meddle in the way of halflings. Alright, I'm in. Good one then. We'll begin straight off. One question I'll ask, and one answer there be. The wise man will spot what the dullard won't see. Well, ask away. A painted face, hands with no bones. My oldest brother was made of stones. What am I? No, a clock, obviously. Correct. Every clock has burdenless hands, and we all know that sundials were first made of stone. You seem to be a resourceful one. Would you like to continue? All right. Why not? Good sport. Well then, if you follow to the west, just beyond the camp of thieves, they'll find an ancient stand of trees that some call the Withered Grove. There another of our kind awaits. Good luck to you. Thank you. I'll be on my way. What a peculiar chap. Oh, it's not breaking through any windows. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably the mayor's mansion. Based on all of the guards. Oh no, in fact he's the mayor. I do wonder actually, I'm just going to hold off on this, I think, actually. We need to be a little bit more versed in persuasion than I'm comfortable with right now. Yeah, we're going to hold off for the moment. Grizzled war veteran. What could a half-orc possibly want with me? I've given you no cause for that remark. True enough, you're right. Sometimes I forget my manners. Please excuse my rudeness. I'll think nothing of it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hermika Ogdodler. That is a bizarre name. Who might you be? Sir Jack Hunt, sir. Well, what can I do for you, Jack Hunt? What is it you do? I'm a simple soldier, a veteran of the wars with Tarrant and Durnholm. I'm retired now, living here in Blackroom. I sometimes offer instruction in martial skills to those who have a genuine interest in learning. Who qualify and have a genuine interest in learning. It is honest money and I enjoy the company. If it is not an imposition, could you tell me of the war? I've heard a little bit from a lady called Liana. I am one of the last who remember the wars, though I would prefer not to do so. Since the day that Cumbria went down to defeat, the policies of the Tarantian Industrial Council have bled the kingdom of Cumbria dry and reduced its capital, Durnholm, to ruins. Continue. In the war I served in the elite guard of Cumbria, the Dragon Knights. Aha! We were unmatched with the sword, mace or axe. Trained from childhood we were, first squires, then men-at-arms, and then knights serving our king. We fought with honour and virtue. Please, continue. The war with Tarrant was different from all other wars. It saw the end of the age of chivalry. The noble knight was replaced by a line of green recruits with guns. At the start of the war, the rifle was only issued to Tarantian sharpshooters, but in the end they were standard issue to every recruit in the Tarantian army. Combined with ranked unit formations to concentrate fire, the Tarantians were able to control the battlefield, and to do it with inferior soldiers. I'd say that the gun will be the coward's refuge, but I used the gun. Please continue. It was the end of 500 years of tradition. I witnessed knights gunned down as they offered challenges on a field of honour. The cowardice of this new kind of war is a disgrace. There is no honour in war. But continue. The only weakness to their formations was that they could not stand the shock of melee. When we could engage them hand to hand, victory was ours. Our tactics became those of ambush, of fighting in the woods, hills and mountains, where the closeness of the terrain aided our style of fighting. These are tactics used by a weaker force against a stronger force. We had many glorious victories in battle, but eventually, at a great cost, the Tarantians prevailed and we lost the war. The Cumbrian military was shattered, disarmed, and disbanded. The Kingdom of Cumbria ceased to exist as a military power in Arcanum. Please, continue. For 2 generations, Cumbria languished as an economically abused and technologically impaired backwater in the shadowed Tarrant. Its once fine capital, Durnholm, has become a ruin. I moved away to find peace here in Blackroot. I am reconciled to it. The war was lost a long time ago. Please, forgive an old man his ramblings. You have been most patient. Sir, you do not ramble. It has been my pleasure. You've been very patient. A sign of a good student. If you have a need for training in melee, dodge, spotting, traps or firearms, I'll accept you as a pupil. What exactly are you proposing? I'm retired now, but I used to be a master-at-arms for the Cumbrian army. Knights who trained with me became experts in melee and dodge. Towards the end of my career, I trained in firearms and spotting traps as well. I'll train you in any one of those skills for a modest fee. Oh, tell me more about training. I don't require anything fancy, just 500 coins. You must be ready to learn. That is, if you've had basic training and possess enough skill to become an expert. A most reasonable policy. Well then, I shall take my leave, sir. Thank you. I assume that this is simply the guardhouse. Yes. Right then. Let's take another look around. What's up here? The Sour Barnacle. Fantastic. We can get a drink. No, it's the middle of the day. We don't need a drink now. Let's just have a chat. For instance, this fellow. You're not associate with your kind around here, Half-Orc. Quite surly for a priest, aren't you? You would be surly as well if you were unwelcome in your homeland. But that is no excuse for rudeness to others. My apologies, sir. Where do you hail from? I hail from Durnholm, capital of Cumbria. I have been driven from my beloved Cumbria to end up here. But Blackroot is a province of Cumbria as well. You obviously have not been here long. The mayor has betrayed Praetor and allied Blackroot with Tarrant. That's... Why stay here? Why not leave this area completely? I have lived in Cumbria my whole life. It is my home. I was the head of the Church of Cumbria. Well, you're no longer the head of the church. King Praetor is not well. When Cumbria's economy spiraled out of control, he lashed out at his advisors. When I tried to reason with him, he banished me as well. Could you help me? I'm here to collect the taxes for Praetor. Sorry, it would just bug me down. This is because we don't have enough follower slots. Is there anything else? No, good day to you, sir. We can get him to help, but we'd need to leave Jaina. And that can wait until the end of this little adventure. Ooh, seaside salvage. And a rubbish bin. Rubbish bins are useful. Okay. What is it? Just need to look at your wares, sir. More parts, and so many things. Alright, thank you, sir. Just take a look around. Where can I go from here? There's a couple of things over that way. Alright, let's take a look at those then. Captain's quarters has the smell of a general shop map. Who knows what this is? No. No, that's just someone's house that's locked. Fair enough, sir. Is there anyone? Oh, he appears to be in bed. Let's just... No? I don't think I would wish to speak with a half-orc through the window. Through the door. What sort of wares do you carry here? Just a little of everything. Interested in trading, sir? Yeah, if we need bullets, we'll go back to Garrett, thank you. Still, that's worth checking. Is there anything we particularly need? What was the rule for... migraine cures for... Let's take a look. migraine cure and thermometer. Yeah, well, we're not getting those here. So. No, I'm going through your window, sir. I don't like you, and I don't care not to do otherwise. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Brackenton line. We offer rail service throughout the Unified Kingdom. Where do you want to go today? Nowhere, but thank you very much. I shall be on my way. Oh, that's interesting. Theriacal herbs. We're able to get some stuff for Jaina. I do not know you half-orc, nor do I wish to. Right. Let's barter. What do you sell then? Doolittle's glyceride, nerve pills. We'll return to that later. Let's just say that for the moment it does not entirely concern us. Migraine cure. No thermometer, but we'll take what we can get. Ginkgo root, so we do need some whatever the other one is. In the fullness of time, I suppose. So no, that's the basics down, and that's what we need for the moment. Alright, thank you very much, madam. Let's take another look around and see if there's anything else in Blackroot before we consider tackling that mare. Doesn't seem to be a lot of them. Oh! There might be a magic shop that way, actually. Didn't notice it on the way in. I also heard something about some rogues. Deirdre's charms and magical potions. Hello? I do not have time for half-orcs. What sort of wares do you carry here? I carry a wide selection of magically enchanted armour and weaponry, in addition to proper mage attire and accoutrements. I also stock a fine selection of our enchanted scrolls for the discerning gentleman. If you require any assistance, please let me know. Alright, let's trade, lass. And this is, for the most part, going to be completely useless to us. Yeah. Look at all of this. Oof. There is some, like, we might at some point maybe use the essence of intellect, but for the most part this is quite useless to us. Still though, if we get any magical items from looting things at some point, we may be able to help that out. So there is that workshop we can take a look at. I think I heard something about. And at that point, gentle viewers, the game crashed horribly. But despair not. Next time, in the adventures of Jack Hunt, Gentleman Rogue, we shall face bandits, bartering, and beasts beyond mortal ken. Join us once again for Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura.